Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Roadshow. Enter at your own risk. Halloween's coming. You guys know the rules by now. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get straight into introductions. I got to say hello to my brother and my commander-in-chief, Senior Darq. Yeah. He's here. He is here.
I'm
He
here.
is here.
I'm definitely here.
Thank you guys so much in advance for listening to the Roadshow. Please help us grow the show. We're on YouTube right now, which is amazing because we have pictures and videos and all kinds of fun things to make the story realistic. We are working on iTunes for your download, so when you're driving to work, riding your bike, or whatever the fuck you do when your headphones are in, that's when iTunes would be great. But I would highly encourage subscribe to the YouTube. The YouTube shows the show. It documents pictures of the show. That's the best way to view it. Let's get right on down to it. We got picture news, and it is funny. Darq, what you got? Show me the first thing.
This picture, the one you showed me the other
Yeah, there they are. Tell us who these fine stars are. This is what would you call this? Like a quiz or a challenge for a Puerto Rican.
I know
Name the presidents from left to right.
Okay, that's Jimmy Carter.
Okay.
That's Bill Clinton.
Good.
That's George Washington Sr.
Washington.
George Bush Sr.
Okay.
And then there's the other idiot. What's his name? The George Bush Jr.
I will accept G-dubs.
And of course, Obama.
What's awesome about this picture?
I didn't say him in the right order, but that's all of them there. I said them in the order the way they're at. But it's actually supposed to be Jimmy Carter, then Ronald Reagan.
Wait.
Ronald Reagan's not there.
No. The people, I'm talking about the ones that are alive in this picture.
Oh, well, I'm going to show you how much Puerto Rican knows.
All right. Start
I'm
over.
from New York, so I'm
so
New
you're
York
doing
Rican.
it in chronological
Yeah.
order. All right, hit me with some funny
Jimmy
shit.
Carter.
Okay.
Then it was supposed to be Ronald Reagan, but he died already.
Okay.
Then it's George Bush. Then after George Bush is Bill Clinton. I know because I wanted to play saxophone in high school because of him. And
Did you wear briefs or boxers?
I like the jockeys.
All right.
Half and half, you know what I'm saying? A little sport, but not so much.
Here's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Not just did Ronald Reagan die, but I think considering that Senior is confined to a wheelchair, it only looked good that his son with a different colored tie sat beside him. But what's awesome about this picture, what's the best part about it to you? Is it the fact that all the living presidents are together, or is there just a slight little different thing that you like about it?
I think the funny thing is, one, Obama being silly and normal, like a normal person. That's why everybody loves him because he's
that.
He's normal dude. He's
Bunny ears. Look at the
guy.
shadows. You can tell it's
exactly. And then the other funny thing is that both Bushes are sitting in the same position. It's like, son, I want you to shine like this. It's like, all right,
Clinton looks as happy as Obama.
He looks healthier than he did before.
Yeah,
you know
he does.
He's a vegetarian now. He works out. I don't know if he stopped smoking, but he probably has a healthier life now.
Well, as long as he doesn't eat McDonald's like he used to,
I don't think he's eating
that
that stuff.
Good.
No.
I really dig the fact that what caught my attention when I saw it was Obama giving the bunny.
That was funny.
I think that was cool.
It's cool and funny at the same time. Like, some people will be like, "Oh, he's being silly." It's like, no, what? I mean, you have to be silly when you take pictures when you're a young child.
He needs a sense of humor. Have you
when
seen how much
kid.
gray the man has in his hair?
And look, they're all smiling like little kids at that point. I mean, they're old, but they're like, "Hey, look," and they're being silly like kids.
All jokes aside, it's fascinating that many presidents are all alive to do this photo shoot, and this is not new by any means. I remember the actual picture that they put out for publicity, I think a few years ago, actually. But this caught my eye because somebody with a camera was quick enough to catch Obama.
It must have been one of those cameras like real fast.
Yeah, like super
really
fast.
Good.
Either way,
yeah.
That's good. I don't think it's photoshopped. If it is, the shadows behind his head and his arms are phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But I think that he snuck a quick one in. We don't have a lot of picture news on this show. We have a lot to talk about. I mean, we've made a huge journey from Florida to North Carolina, so we've got a lot to cover. We have one more story on picture news that my homeboy here, Senior Darq, brought to the table, which you guys, wow, chime in whether you like this or not. I mean, this one is bizarre.
Well, here, check this out, right? We're here in North Carolina, and my brother calls me, my little young brother, and he's always calling to say how you doing and stuff. And he usually send me stuff, so he actually sent me this one. But check this out. There's this website, Metro. It's from UK.
Who is that?
Look, it says right here, a gamer who bit a neighbor penis like a sandwich. He went to jail for 7 years for that.
Is that the victim or the biter?
No, that's the biter. Look at him. He looks
Why
nuts.
is he on a crutch?
I don't know, man.
Did the guy beat him down?
If you look at that picture, the guy is probably nuts. You know, maybe has some
No
issues
pun
and stuff.
intended.
Yeah.
He's biting penis and you're throwing out nut jokes.
well,
This is phenomenal.
Check
Great
this
start.
out. A man with 2 teeth bit into his neighbor's penis outside their block of flats in Dover, Kent, has been jailed for 7 years. Jason Martin, 41, was asked if he would turn the volume down on his Xbox by a former friend. When the pair met outside, Martin bit through his victim's pajamas like a sandwich. Richard Henderson needed stitches to restore his pride.
His pride.
Yeah,
Wow.
he said, you know,
Through the pajamas?
Yeah, I mean, that must have been painful.
And this was over the volume of a game. Not about, they weren't playing each other.
No, it's like this. It's like if you're playing video games and I'm like, hey, man, can you shut that off or can you lower it down? And you
They're
just,
roommates?
and you'd be like, and just bit off my dick.
But but I would never do that.
No, that's
Like,
exactly what happened.
Are they roommates or are they...
No, neighbors. They're not roommates. It's not like he was in a room.
So he beat on the door and told him to tone it down. How did he get in?
It says the victim has never felt super excruciating pain like this before in his life. Okay?
Well, yeah, that means he got his shit fucking bit.
Yeah, exactly. Judge Adele Williams added, "These are horrendous injuries, but you have shown not one flicker of remorse." So the guy's probably nuts. He might have been like, I don't know.
Have we got a picture of this clown on Picture News?
Oh yeah, we definitely have a picture of him. We got a picture.
Let
of
me
him.
see it again. I thought that was the victim.
No, dude.
He looks weird.
He looks retarded. So because of that, just by looking at him, you know he has problems. Not only that, he's playing video game and he's an old man. I mean, you know, anybody that
Why
likes
is he
video
mad
games,
about someone else's video game?
I don't
Enough to bite their penis.
No, he's playing a game. The other guy told him to lower it down.
Oh, he was playing the game.
Yeah, he's playing a game.
Jesus God, this is even
The guy
more
said lower it
stupid.
down. He got pissed at him because he's probably enjoying the sound. And he's like, and
He needed the video game to be so loud that the person complaining got their penis bit.
Yeah, exactly.
When you first brought me the story, I mean, I thought it was bizarre enough. I thought they had argued between a video game argument.
No.
Then I thought, okay, they're roommates and it was a volume issue. Wow, this thing took a turn.
No, dude. It happened outside their block. Okay, so it's outside in broad daylight in public. The guy went, told him, "Hey, can you lower the volume?" Just launched in and just took a bite of his hot dog. He said, and what do you call it? and it sounds funny when I say like that and you look at it and the first thing you see, it makes you laugh. But the truth
Yeah,
is,
but if you got your
that's pretty
penis
fucked
bitten,
up.
like,
That's painful. And on top of
and
that,
for another man to do it,
he had
you're
to get
really mad. You're like a
stitches.
dog at that point.
he's
You
got to get
crawl up and
stitches.
just,
Now when his wife or girlfriend sees his Frankenstein dick, he could chew him like, "What the hell happened to you?" Yeah.
well, it said he had to restore his pride.
It might
That
have-
man was hurt in the
yeah.
hospital.
It says right here that you also set out to humiliate him, taking out his whole penis and testicle and gnawing at them.
Gnawing at them?
Yeah, it said
Actively gnawing?
when the gamer was arrested by the police, he still had blood around his mouth. So that guy is like, I don't know, deranged.
Why is he not in custody?
Well, that's the guy that went to jail. He went to jail for 7 years.
Oh, they convicted him that quick?
Yeah, it says they convicted him.
Well,
He's going to
shit.
jail for
I
7
like
years.
the way they do things. If you tear a man's
Yeah, well,
foreskin off or whatever.
mm,
I swear to you, listeners, this guy brought this story to me and I laughed and
funny.
I had a million scenarios in my mind, but I never knew it was this deep. It was a web of deception. I mean, this is crazy. But as far as that kind of news, that was basically all that we could find, considering we were kind of on a bit of a journey between Charlotte, North Carolina, where we covered the Sprint Cup chase
That was
for the
fun.
championship.
Yep.
We were at Charlotte Motor Speedway on our last episode. Now we're up in White Lake, North Carolina. And there's a little bit of history here and there in this small, very few stoplight town of White Lake. One of our favorites, which you can see on Picture News, is a place called Melvin's. It's basically a hamburger and hot dog joint. They've been open for 75 years. Let me say that again. 75 years.
Wow.
They opened in 1938. They're still there. They recently added cheese to their menu. That's how exclusive this has been. It's almost like, hey, you want a hamburger or a hot dog? They open at 7 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
and they close at 5 p.m. You
Yeah.
are, listen, he's all like, yeah. He's a huge fan of this place. I turned him onto it on our tour from, it was either 2011 or 2012 we went through, and we snuck away with the tour van and got everybody food. And one person didn't like it, everybody else did, but Senior Dark here got hooked. So I'm going to let him tell everybody not only how good it was to have the food again, but I actually took him in and let him watch the process as far as how fast and intricate these guys make their food. And he's going to tell you how good he thinks it is, hopefully, in detail.
We went inside, and there was these two ladies. They were there, and they greeted us right away. And, oh, can I help you? He ordered he had 2 hamburgers at one point.
Yeah, I just got 2 hamburgers. Normally I get one of each, a hamburger, hot dog.
Yeah, and you know, I followed the tradition. He told me 1 hot dog, 1 hamburger. So I was all right. I was like 1 of each, and all the way with everything. Even with certain things that I don't even like, because I don't like coleslaw, and it has coleslaw. It tastes good. And I don't like mustard, and it tastes pretty good with mustard. So that's the only way that I would eat those 2 condiments with. So anyway, you go in there, before you even finish ordering, it's already done. And it's not like it's pre-made. It's like...
They make it in front of you.
Yeah, it's like they're like ninjas and be like,
If
and that's it, it's done. You got both of them right there.
Do you know what would happen if you mess up one of those ladies' rotation during the lunch rush?
Yeah, that's why they greet
Pat
you quickly.
Melvin's wife,
Mm-hmm.
the guy that used to own it, if you messed her up, that place would come unglued.
That's crazy.
Serious.
Assembly line or something.
Yeah, they make an assembly line, literally. Look at this picture. You see the guy in orange?
Yeah, he's like
pre-making hamburgers.
Yeah, I see him. He's
He
cooking
slams
it
it to them, and they put it
they
in a
spit it out
casing.
again. The other lady grabs it. She grabs your money. She gives you your food, and you're done. They give you your drink, and that's it. It's really good. I mean, let me see. I ate it for breakfast 1 time, or more than once. I've eaten it for lunch, and I didn't eat mine till like way later at nighttime, so it's basically dinner. And it was still good. I just popped in the microwave, and it was
The best thing is they open at 7 a.m. And you usually wouldn't think you want a hamburger.
Oh, it's good
but
for
the
breakfast.
way, like the day we went up there early, like right when they opened,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't seem odd for breakfast. And there was actually a lot of people inside.
Yeah, about 4 or
eating
5
breakfast
people in the back. It was really early, and I was like, damn, there was already like 5 or 6 people over there.
The sun wasn't even completely up. It was like 7:30.
Mm-hmm.
So if you get the chance, this is it's voted one of the 100 best places to eat in the state of North Carolina. Recognized as one of 100 must-eat foods in North Carolina by Our State magazine. I just got the picture via Picture News. 75 years of service. You guys can see the billboard as well as the front of the store. Wonderful place to eat. A down-home tradition. And there's so many things to eat near White Lake. I don't even know where to start. I guess let's move on to Miata. Those of you that like Kobe, or Benihana, or Miyabi, where we went, any of those type of Japanese hibachi, cook in front of you restaurants, this is the place to be. It's in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I took you there. What would you say? It's about a 30-minute ride from White Lake?
Yeah, it was about 30 minutes.
We went over there. One of my friends is a chef there, and he let me and Senior Dark and my entire family take up a whole table. And everyone ordered. Everyone had good beer. We had shrimp.
Yeah,
we
so
had
good.
broccoli.
Oh, yeah.
We had Kirin Lager. It's kind of a dry beer,
That was good.
but it goes really good with the food.
Oh, yeah. It's tasty.
We had hot sake. You know, we did shots of that.
Suck it. It was so good. It was,
Suck it to me.
it was really good.
Let's see. We had filet. We had shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
We had zucchini, onion,
And
a
some
huge,
really good rice.
a massive pile
Oh
of
my
rice that
God.
looked almost like a. He tried to put it into a birthday cake shape
it
and
was-
cut it into
man.
squares and like
It was
served it
so
to us.
much. It was a
mean-
mountain full, and I took some home because I don't waste it. I took it home and I ate it. It was so
I eat
good.
a lot
Oh.
slower with chopsticks
Mhm.
because I can barely operate them.
Mhm.
And basically what it ended up happening was it slowed me down. If you look at some of the videos on here, folks, you'll see how happy we are when the food is coming. You'll see. You'll also see a shot of me from a friend of ours on the other side of the table that caught me doing business. Can this guy not just calm down and have a good time and not conduct business on his fucking phone while he's at such a nice dinner?
Manager mode and shit.
Well, we care about the show. We care about our product.
You gotta take care.
That's the look like, hey, I've been busted. I don't mind you taking a picture, but damn it, you caught me.
I know, and not only that, the other guy there, he's
he's in it to win it. Look at him.
Oh, so good. It was so good.
I can smell the teriyaki.
This is the first time that I went to a Japanese place too, and I'm not big on.
You had never
seafood.
been before?
No, never. Like they have.
Way to tell me now.
Hibachi and all that stuff here in Florida and stuff, but I've never ever eaten any because people be like, oh, Japanese food is all like seafood, and like, if you don't like seafood, you're not gonna like their food, but they have all kinds of stuff. I mean, look, I got shrimp, steak, and some of that rice, and that zucchini was good too, and the salad, and it was awesome. And then in the sake at the same time. Oh man, it was.
You recently opened up to seafood beyond shrimp.
Yeah, because when we went to
Vegas and had the super
buffet.
When
we were on tour, we went to Vegas, and everybody was eating.
You had never had crab legs.
Everybody, you, Abe, Silent K, all of you. Oh yeah, eat some. Come on, it's good, delicious. Come on, and it's high
You had
quality.
never had crab legs before then?
Never had that. And
you
guys
dipped them in the butter like we told you?
Picked me, come on, let's go. And I went over there and grabbed me in the hand and stuff. And then he's like, right, grab that, grab this, grab that, this sauce, oh, this too. Oh, you're going to have some of that, put some of this. And I just grabbed it. I was like, all right, fine. Okay, now I assembled it and and I tried it out. It was real freaking good.
So in this scenario in the past, basically what you're saying is you've kind of been, I don't want to say intimidated, but reluctant to go because you thought it was just gonna be all seafood.
Yeah,
because all you had, as I recall, was you had shrimp and you had fillet.
Yeah,
and I think our neighbor let you taste a scallop, maybe. You were asking about them. I heard
that he was eating, and because he was like, "Oh, do you eat fish?" I was like, "No, not really." I don't like any fish because there's certain fish that would taste kind of fishy because it's deep sea or whatever.
So you tried actual fish and not scallop.
And not the scallop, but it was some fish he had, and it tastes good too. I was like, wow, that doesn't taste bad. And you don't taste that fishiness, and it almost tastes like chicken.
Right.
Stupid.
Yeah, the old cliche. Everything tastes like chicken.
No, but it was good.
So you like the veggies, you like the shrimp,
was great.
you like the fillet,
you
like the rice. I mean,
how could you even eat zucchini?
I could take you to one of these places here anytime.
That'd be awesome. Oh, yeah.
We could go. Miyabi's the best.
We
could go to what's the other good one? I think
Kobe,
it's called Shogun.
No, not Kobe.
Shogun is up in Fayetteville, near White Lake.
Yeah.
But those two are the best places. But we can go anytime, and it's actually affordable.
Yeah.
When we're back in Florida, what happens is you end up getting this long line at a popular place near a tourist attraction, and you get pretty good food, but you don't get the attention that you get at a place like this.
No, it was awesome because it was a show also besides eating, and it was fun.
he really put on a show.
And he was funny, he had some funny jokes and everything. So it was great. It was a good time. We
enjoy the hell out of any hibachi, but Miyabi in Fayetteville, North Carolina, we got to give you mad props.
Yep.
Yeah, we had good beer. We had good sake. We're going to move on to a couple of beers that we were able to have over the past week or so. October, Thanksgiving, all that's coming up, so you definitely have a lot of pumpkin beer. I'm a sucker for that, but I'm real picky about what I like. Mm-hmm. We got a couple things that Senior Dark is going to help us cover. We're going to do Accumulation Ale, and we're going to do Sam Adams Oktoberfest. What we're going to do is we're going to break down how we both like them, what we like about them, and hopefully you guys like them. We may not always agree with you, but we're going to give our honest opinion on these beers. Get yourselves ready. Get a glass. If you have these, drink it with us. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Listen up, everybody. I need to talk to you real quick about Cat Ward Productions. Again, that is Cat Ward Productions. Photography, graphics, web, promotions, marketing, and more. Cat did the logo for the Roadshow. We couldn't have asked for better customer service, better vision, better hands-on working with representing our product. She can do the same for you, too. Contact Cat Ward at catwardproductions@gmail. That's CATWARD, catwardproductions@gmail.com. Get in touch with Cat. She will make your project look good. All right, folks, thanks for hanging in there with us. We're going to do a little beer segment now. We are lucky enough to be in White Lake, North Carolina, where, as opposed to Florida, we kind of get a little bit ahead on the beer selection for seasonals and things of that nature. So I'm going to hand this right on over to Senior Dark. We're going to talk about a couple of beers that we had over the past week. Take it away, my friend.
All right, check it out. We've been trying a couple of different seasonal beers. Halloween season and Thanksgiving season and Christmas.
Obviously, the winter season's coming in.
Oh, yeah. So, there's different beers to try. And we tried this one called Accumulation. It's from...
He said, Accumulation. Yeah.
Okay, check this out. Accumulation. It's a New Belgium brewery. That's Fat Tire.
Yeah, the makers of Fat Tire. We love that.
Okay. I like Fat Tire. Fat Tire's great. It tastes great.
I love it,
it's
too.
Good beer to drink.
Noms.
But this Accumulation, I didn't like it. It's here. Let me just tell you. It's by New Belgium Brewing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an American IPA.
Okay.
And it's 6.2%
by volume.
Mm-hmm.
That's heavy.
That's not bad because most beers are 5.4, 4.5, and so it's nice. But here's the thing: it had a weird taste to it. I mean, at first you hand me one and opened it up for me. I took a sip and I was like, usually I'll take a sip and be like, not bad, and I'll keep drinking them. But then this one, I took a sip and I was like, ugh, and I gave it back to you. And I was like, it tastes funny. It tastes like a metallic taste to it, I thought it was the cap, and I was like, it can't be the cap. Maybe it is because the first flavor, first taste or whatever. But then, you taste it, and then I took a little bit, and you said, you want me to put it in a glass for you? I was like, yeah, put it in a glass for me. See if it's just the bottle.
Yeah, because sometimes, the metallicness of the cap will
yeah.
get around the bottle lid.
Yeah, exactly.
Sort of taste odd.
Get a little aluminum, metal taste to it. So anyway, I, took it, and I drank it, and I took another sip in a glass, and still the same. I was like, no, can't do it. Sorry. I just discontinued drinking it. I was not too happy with it.
Yeah, I tried it after he said that, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but I just did not like this beer.
There's one guy over here that he explained that it is definitely yellow, okay?
Okay.
But excellent lacing. It has a pine needle all the way type taste. So I think that metallic taste that we were tasting is the organicness of like if you're eating something, when you eat like raw vegetables and raw stuff, real fresh, you can taste that. Well, I say chlorophyll-ish type taste where it's like fresh.
Yeah,
maybe that's why it tastes like that, and you have to have an acquired taste for that. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I really don't know how to put my finger on it, but I really was not impressed by this beer. I know they're a great beer company, and they spent a lot of money on the label and the box. I mean, you guys look on Picture News and you'll see that, I don't know. I didn't like it either.
No, it's okay. That's why we have a whole bunch of other choices to try.
So, well, let's move on to the next one. Tell me what else you liked.
Oh, I like the Samuel Adams Oktoberfest.
Who doesn't like that one? What a smooth beer.
That was great. I drank quite a few of those when we were watching the game and stuff.
What do you know about it besides how good it tastes?
Okay. Oktoberfest is made by Samuel Adams. It's like a red amber. It's 5.3, so it's a little bit lower than the Accumulation.
But it tastes way better.
It tastes way better, bro. It tastes way better. Samuel Adams, 2-row pale malt blend of Munich 10 and Oktoberfest malt and caramel 60. So if you like all that scientific stuff of it, it's 187.
Tom the beer guy. We hope you're listening.
It's seasonal. That's the only thing. So you can only get it when it's.
Yeah, they've expanded the time of year. When I first started drinking it, way before I'd ever met you, you got it in even more of a narrow window.
Yeah,
like it was like basically October 1st to Halloween.
Exactly.
Now they start in late August. It seems to go on. So you're really lucky that you like this beer because it's easy to find now. And I think that just basically comes back to the simple fact that they make an amazing beer. This is one of my favorite beers ever, on top of the fact it should go unsaid that it's one of my favorite beers by Sam Adams, other than
White Lantern.
White Lantern, man, is amazing. So let's not get hung up on this shit too much. We actually, we talk about our journey from Charlotte to White Lake. We actually took another journey back to Charlotte.
Oh, yeah.
We're actually in Cornelius this time, and we are at Michael Waltrip Racing, MWR, the heart of the operation, the heart and soul of the chaos that's been going on, the scandals, the this, the that. But work goes on as usual. We did a great tour of this place. They had us with open arms, welcomed us, and we had the fine pleasure of having lunch with Gary King, the parts inventory manager for all teams involved. How awesome is that?
That was great.
You've never been to a race shop.
Nope.
Picture news is up. We've got things in chronological order. You as fans can listen along, but I would like for you to just scroll through Senior Dark and just this being your first experience at a race shop, just scroll through some of these and tell me and the listeners. You and I haven't really had a lot of time to talk about it since it was just the other day. How do you take in something this epic, and what are your thoughts on it after being at your first NASCAR race, then going back after the fact, not before like we planned, but going back after you see the race in Charlotte and see how this process goes and how much detail go into these cars. I'm going to turn you loose here. I want you to tell us, looking through the pictures, how you felt actually getting to see what goes into making these things.
Oh, man, when we came out of the parking lot and we were right in front of the building, we took a picture, and we also noticed that there was a yellow flag on the top of the building of Michael Waltrip made the chase.
Yeah, the whole team made the chase, man. Truex obviously got docked out, and things happened with the 55. But the most important thing is that the 15 made it. Speaking of the 15, we'll get to that in a second. Let's see here. Where are you, Senior Dark? Ooh, look at that. That's David Rudiman's winning car from Charlotte. You're standing there right by it.
That was a badass.
Can you still smell the Coca-Cola on the hood?
Yeah,
you saw it at least, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Look at that.
Those little spots all over it.
Nasty.
It dried up into little syrup drops.
That's how much wins mean in this sport.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see here. What have we got? We got a Toyota racing engine.
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
That was badass. You can see all the details, everything on the wiring, all the exhaust system, the fuel injection, everything. I was like, wow, that's pretty nice.
Didn't you say your brother was a really big TRD fan?
Yeah, he loves Toyotas. He used to have a Toyota Supra, so he would dig this. I have to show these pictures to him.
This engine would smoke that Supra?
Probably.
So here we have
Clint Boyer.
Clint Boyer.
Yeah.
We saw his suit and his helmet and all his cool belongings.
Yeah, I love the fact that as soon as you open the door and you go inside, the first thing you see is those exhibits. It's like if you were going to a museum. Like if you went to any of those museums or went to one of those theme parks and you've seen some show, and afterwards you come out and you get to see all the exhibits and all the real stuff and the suits, the cars. There was even a car that they crushed completely, a car that got totaled in one of the races. They crushed it completely and they made it into a little cube and put it inside this container. And I mean, it's not that small, it's pretty big, but it's like the size of a washing machine now.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at how many components go into making these things.
Yeah.
It's super cool that they have, that's an actual life-size suit of Truex and Boyer. That's their real height. You know, MWR has always taken a lot of pride in making everything. What?
You know what I just noticed?
What?
Those guys over there, it's a picture, but it looked like there's actually people there posing with the picture.
Oh, in the Napa Speed Shop?
Yeah, look, don't it look like there's some guys that like, it looks like if it's actually there, you know, like if there's actually people there, and that's actually just a poster on the wall.
I think actually there's, but in front of that is actual Napa. There's a.
Oh, the employees and stuff.
Oh, I know about the employees, but I'm saying you can actually buy things.
No, it's such a good pic. This is actually a really good picture that you took with an iPhone. And what do you call it? That looks like if there was actually people there posing for this.
I would love an iPhone endorsement. Feel free to call.
Oh, yeah.
So moving forward, we visited the shock room. Tons of shock, all kinds of things. We went through the suspension department and checked out how they made all that business. there's 3 cars that were being made. There's a ton of pictures and good stuff from the Michael Waltrip Racing experience. We got to go and see the trophy rooms.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see some really cool pics.
Oh, yeah.
And actual driver suits beyond what was downstairs.
Tires, car parts, everything.
Yeah,
They
actual
sold- and they
Daytona
sold all
500 trophies.
that. And they're for sale.
Yeah, they sell a lot of memorabilia and a lot of actually used real race parts if you want to collect stuff.
It was a pretty badass guitar also that I saw hanging.
Yeah, he won a Nashville racing. Actually, Gibson, their USA factory for electric guitars is in Nashville. So they make a custom painted Les Paul.
Nice.
A USA model, handmade. I know you don't like Kyle Busch. Let me help you not like him anymore. When he won Nashville, he didn't understand, or maybe he didn't care, what went into making that trophy of a guitar.
Really?
And when he got out,
Yeah.
he smashed it. He was so fucked in the news for the longest time just for being a jackass and doing that. I mean, smash a pawn shop
Why
guitar.
did he do that, though?
But
Was he trying to be rock and roll or
He
something?
thought he'd be a rock star when he got out.
What an idiot.
And he smashed a handmade Gibson, specifically from Nashville, the USA department that they made for NASCAR. He did that.
That's sad.
You know, it happens.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
they've got a great gift shop over at MWR. They'll take you around, let you see gears and transmissions. I mean, we saw cars that I know we're going to eventually see on the racetrack before this year's
there it is
over.
right there. I saw it.
I mean,
There it
there's
is.
stuff that I can't even begin to explain to you folks. This place is neat and clean. They're operating smooth as if no scandals are going on. I'm proud of them. Gary King is a great friend of ours, and he's always been good to us. Michael Waltrip is a class act. Rob Kaufman is a crass act. Of course he's not. He's a class act as well. And, you know, we wish these guys the best. They're going through some hard times. We're big fans of Martin and Clint. Bad things happen, I guess. And let's see how they bounce back from it. We're going to take another quick break, refill our drinks, and we'll be right back for our next tour endeavor, which takes us from Michael Waltrip Racing right on over to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hang on for me, folks. The Roadshow will be right back. Welcome to SinisterGuitarPicks.com, home of the Metal Edge Guitar Picks. Sinister Guitar Picks is the only guitar pick company to make picks with real metal edges without the entire pick being made out of metal. Our picks produce a superior tone, faster attack, and they are way more durable than standard picks. If you don't believe us, go to our testimonial page and hear what other guitarists have to say. Sinister is more than just a guitar pick company, it's a lifestyle. Check out our clothing line, jewelry, and accessories to show everyone your love for music and that you're living this sinister lifestyle. Again, visit SinisterGuitarPicks.com. All right, folks, the Roadshow is back. We are here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for a wonderful tour. We just saw the Bank of America 500 the other night, and we're back here. We've seen the O. Bruton Smith Trophy. We have seen some of the garage area. We're actually touring around this place. Luckily, you know, the seats are empty, but you see the stands are huge. I mean, the screen that you watch from your seats or from home is amazing. Redneck Hill is probably the coolest place, wouldn't you say, to go camp out?
Yeah, the way he explained it, yeah, definitely.
It sounds awesome.
He said you can anything goes. There's a lot of space. People camp.
He said, "Don't bring the family-friendly audience here."
Oh yeah.
I think he knew that's what we wanted in our experience. Which actually, from our seats the other day, we were actually looking straight over there, Dark, you know, as you remember. We were lucky enough to get into a van with a gentleman, a Speedway official, and he took us out into the entrance of turn 1, and he sort of parked the van and let us feel the gravity of 24-degree banking. How'd that make you feel inside?
Yeah, I can feel the G's.
Were you looking to your side? Were you looking
I was
down?
holding-
Were you
I was
closing your
holding-
eyes? What were you doing?
No, I was just holding on to the chair on me on the side because I was falling. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna fall on this guy. It was like you can really feel the pressure of all your body weight going to your left side.
Well, once he took off with us, I saw the needle on that van pegging between 85 and 90 miles an hour around this place. That make you nervous at all?
Nah, it wasn't so bad. I thought it was gonna be a lot faster than that. So
I had told you recently about the safer barriers, so I think that made you feel better considering you're in the passenger side. You're the first one to hit the wall.
yeah, exactly. But he got really close and he didn't hit the wall, so I wasn't really so scared actually. I was thinking about it before when you told me about it. I was like, I don't know about that, but I had my seatbelt on. I was in the front seat. It was fun. It was pretty cool. And until he put himself right there in the bank, then I was like, oh, I was holding myself with the
The armrest.
yeah. There you go.
Was it up in your asshole?
No, I was holding on. I was falling and shit. I was like, oh, shit.
How did it feel, honestly, after watching the race there a few days before and seeing guys going on the brink of 200 miles an hour that narrow?
That's crazy.
To get out there and do this even at 90, you have to admit it was exhilarating,
Oh,
right?
yeah. It was pretty cool. There was a lady in the background too. She screamed a little bit. I mean, she wasn't like really scared, but it kind of was shocking because she's like, "Oh," and it's a van, but we're going about 80, 90 miles per hour or something like that. So that's pretty fast, man. And it was a regular van, so
You'd think you would topple over in a 15 passenger.
yeah, it's crazy.
So we got into the media center, obviously, being in the media here. And here's Victory Lane. We're looking at pictures of that where, the Miller Lite car won. So you can see confetti stuck to the back. We're acting like we're the champions.
Yeah.
They really did a good tour with us. They took us through what they call Gasoline Alley, which is, where all the cars fuel up over the weekend.
Sweet.
We saw some guys practicing, doing some tire tests. We were lucky enough to me, that looks like an old school car. That's an old 07 Jack Daniels. I like seeing the old body style. There's been a lot of downforce testing going on this week. We saw one of Dale Jr.'s cars coming down the pits to take a hot lap around. We actually got 2 really good pictures of that. And we also got lucky enough to go through the road course and the drag strip at Charlotte, which Obert and Smith just built. This is a 4-way drag strip where they obviously use the 2 middle lanes more than anything else, but it's a balls out racetrack. I mean, I've never seen one with 4-lane wide racing. We did a good 95 miles an hour down straightaway like we normally do at the track. These cars, Dark, they go, by the time they hit the point that we're looking at to slow down, they're already doing 315, 320 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I think I showed you a clip of some NHRA stuff, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't slow down, what option do you have? You get in the cat litter?
Yeah, you get the cat litter or you get the net. This is net that they use to catch airplanes or something like that. And there's also, I think, what was it, some barriers in the back.
Yeah, you're hoping that will stop you.
But there's also...
If you're going 300, I mean, your place is obliterated.
There's the sandboxes first, so maybe the sandbox will drop you down and you won't. But if you keep going, then you have the barrier and the net.
Well, that was super cool for them to take us around and let us see the place.
It was a really good tour because we got to see 7 tracks. We got to get some pretty interesting information, like how it started in 59, how the guy lost his business, got it back in 74.
Mm-hmm.
He knew what he was saying. He was very friendly. It was a really cool experience. I got to see more than actual people get to see anyway. So I actually, that's bonus for me because, most people, they've probably seen NASCAR 10, 15 years in their life. They've never been here before. And I just got into it now. And it's pretty fun, man. It's pretty cool. The whole experience from the tailgating to meeting people to watching, drinking beers and just enjoying good food and just watching some badass shit, man. It was intense.
Personal opinion, do you think it's better to go and take in the tailgate and see the race like we did and then go back, see the shop, see the track tour?
Yeah,
or to do that before?
No, don't do it like that. You
do it the way we did?
Yeah, because see, you looked at the race, you go, wow, shoot, man, that's badass. Everything's cool. You like the whole experience and everything. Now you go, man, how is this done? And then, instead of
then you want to go back and learn.
Exactly. Then you can, okay, let's go, watch it and see exactly how they really do. It was awesome. The
I'm
whole
glad,
experience was fun.
dude. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. You know, I've been covering these races for a long time, and you know, for you to get to go and see everything happen, and then go back and see how it all went down. I mean, we're lucky to get to do that through the few people we know.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna tie you guys down with some of that. We're gonna talk about a section that Senior Dark likes to call Sunni's Delights. And he's wanting me to make a segment where basically I teach you guys what we make to eat without giving away my secrets, which every now and again I might do. Just a little tip on sauce or something. I mean, you'll never do it as good as I do.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'll try and give you some
Try to
help.
mimic it. Try to mimic it.
So basically what we did here was we got a huge beef tenderloin from Sam's Club.
Oh.
And it cost about $60. And I sliced it into big fat fillets, which the picture doesn't give justice to. And I marinated them for 24 hours. And I put them on the grill and did them real slow. I'd put them up on the top rack of the picture and then bring them down and do the sides and just kind of get them charred to hold the flavor. Dark, if you would, scoot me over to the presentation. What I'd like doing here was you take a fillet and you put a crab cake beside it, which is baked in the oven and charred on both sides, or you can do that searing it in a pan. Put a nice béarnaise on top of that and some fresh asparagus, and you got a plate that looks like money,
good.
right?
Yeah, seriously, it's like $45, $60 plate, you know, like in a rich place.
I had a tip jar and it was empty. I'm kidding. That was a good treat. After that, believe it or not, this guy here had never actually carved a jack-o'-lantern out of a pumpkin. And I have pumpkins tattooed on me. I love Thanksgiving. I mean, I'm getting ready for food. Like, I love Halloween. I love Thanksgiving as well. Both involve pumpkins, not jack-o'-lanterns. But you see how hungry I am?
Yeah.
You get in North Carolina, you just smell barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
This guy had never carved an actual jack-o'-lantern.
No, never.
So walk him through what we did a little bit. You know, we cut the lid out, and then what'd you have to do? You had to reach inside.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool experience. I never got to because of my bringings. What do you call it? I was raised Pentecostal.
I thought he was just scared of reaching into pumpkin brains because it does feel like
it's
brains.
It's kind of nasty, that feeling. that step was kind of nasty. But and you know, you just shake it off, whatever, and just grab big gunks of that stuff and whatever. In the end, when you take it all out, then you clean it out real nice. I mean, it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun. Like, you know, I finally got to, at 32, I freaking managed to cut a pumpkin.
He's dating himself, ladies.
So, what do you call it? I had fun doing it, and I'd like to do it again.
You told me to draw lines around it, so during the day, when the light wasn't on inside, that it looked menacing.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And then at night, if you'll switch to the other picture here, that thing looks pretty badass.
That's pretty cool. I loved it. I was like, yes, that wasn't like the happy ones that everybody make with the funny, weird-looking teeth.
We aren't going to delay too long. We're going to get straight into Halloween culture and one of both of our favorite movies, Beetlejuice. I hear news, Dark, that Beetlejuice 2 is coming out and that Tim Burton has signed on to direct it. You got any info on that for us, sir?
Oh, yeah. Check it out.
Please enlighten me.
All right, in RollingStones.com.
Okay.
The sequence is likely to feature Michael Keaton.
Well, it better, goddammit. That's Beetlejuice.
Well, okay, here, check this out. Looking at the rumors of Tim Burton's helm, Beetlejuice sequence might become a reality.
Okay.
According to The Wrap, sources include multiple individuals familiar with the project. The macabre master is officially in talk to direct Beetlejuice 2 for Warner Brothers.
Okay.
Michael Keaton, who starred in the original film as the wise guy Ghost, is also expected to return, reprising one of his iconic roles.
That means he will be Beetlejuice.
So,
Honestly, let's look at it this way, and I don't mean to diss the guy because I'm a huge fan. I love his Batman. I love Michael Keaton's work, but tell me, Dark, do you not agree? If you just put prosthetics on the guy, he looked old as fucking 86.
Yeah, he definitely looked old, and
I mean,
you know,
he was
he's
a dead ghost, so
exactly.
you just bring him back and give
as
him
long
more.
as he's got the endurance, you know. I mean, unless they're gonna put somebody else to do his stunts, because remember he was like real wacky and with his limbs and moving out like crazy.
Yeah, but a lot of that was CGI when it was over the top, like when they walk out this
no,
house.
I'm not talking about like the crazy
Oh, I
wacky
know what
effects.
you
I'm
mean.
talking about what
his physical comedy.
enthusiasm and stuff.
Okay,
Like,
I got
as
you.
long as he has that, he should be able to do it. Otherwise, he would, you know, cameo it or something. You know.
I would think that he wouldn't sign up for it, or that Burton wouldn't want it if he still didn't have that.
Not only that, because they know that a lot of the movies in the past they've remade them and people are making crazy bank, and a lot of people are going nuts with the new ones. They probably take a chance with this, and this probably be one of those sold out movies.
I would take a chance with it. I mean, it was a huge movie when it came out, and that was way before this zombie lore and goth culture that, you know, like I said, I'm not knocking any of that. Our art stems around a good bit of that as musicians, but I mean, this is new. This wasn't so mainstream socially as it is now. I think with the iconic past of that movie, with Tim Burton's resume, and if Keaton can pull off a very charismatic and physical comedy performance a la Steve Martin as a ghost, I think we're in for gold. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take another quick break. We've had so much to talk about. We're coming right back with a pro wakeboarder, a pro trick skier, a pro surfing without a rope on boats wake guy. I don't even know what to call him other than a badass. We're going to come right back after this commercial break with Brandon King, pro wakeboarder. Hang on for us. All right, folks, welcome back to the Roadshow. We're here in White Lake, North Carolina with a good friend of ours. This is Brandon King. How you doing, Brandon?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. We appreciate you coming on and talking to us a little bit here. I guess you would be considered a trick skier or a wakeboarder, is it? Or both?
Both.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about how you started out getting into being behind a boat. I mean, how does one just decide, hey, man, I'm ready to try to do an adrenaline-fueled sport?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. I grew up here, and my dad, I didn't swim.
Okay.
When I was 9 years old, I was walking down the pier. My father threw me in with my shoes, shirt, shorts on.
Literally just shoved you in there.
Just shoved me in the water. The rest is history. Just started trick skiing, and then progressed to slalom skiing, and then kneeboard, then wakeboarding came out.
So did you start doing all that here in White Lake?
This is where I practiced and trained.
And tell our listeners a little bit about the difference between slalom skiing, regular water skiing, trick skiing, and wakeboarding, and how one would progress from one into the other.
Well, a slalom ski is about 8 inches wide, maybe 65 inches long, and that's you kind of go around buoys.
Okay.
Trick ski is mine is 40 inches long to 42.
Okay.
It's slick as a baby's ass. There's no fins on the bottom.
Okay.
And it's made to spin and flip. And pretty much when that kind of died out, wakeboarding came onto the scene, and so I started trying that.
Okay.
And went from there.
So, in design, how different is a wakeboard to a trick ski other than the fins?
Well, a wakeboard is wider and longer, and it's a sideways stance like skateboarding or snowboarding.
Okay, so with a trick ski, you're
facing
forward. Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yes.
If one was more unstable than the other, which one would be?
Trick ski is more unstable.
Because of your stance mainly?
Your stance and no fin.
Okay. So you have less control.
Less control.
But I've seen some pictures of you doing your trick skiing. The tricks look just as intense, spinning, flipping, all that kind of thing. How much easier or harder is it between the two mediums?
Well, to kind of give you an example, when I trick skied, you want less weight in the boat. So we would take the back seats out so the wake would be smaller. Wakeboarding, we would add weight to the boat, 4,000 to 5,000 pounds, so that the wake is bigger.
Okay.
Trick skiing, you're not jumping as high. Wakeboarding, you're jumping high.
Okay. You've been in some magazines. You've been sponsored by some teams. I think you participated in a few different groups of people, correct?
Well,
as far
yes,
as the different
some
teams?
sponsors, yes.
Okay. Give us a little rundown of how you progressed from practicing here in White Lake and how you got more into the professional end of it while you were so active.
It starts, you practice here, then you go to local grassroots tournaments. And the Pro Tour had an amateur day on Friday where an amateur can go try out to make the tour stop.
Okay.
In 1998, I made that in Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
I made
Wow,
it.
that's a long ways from here.
I made it to the finals. Wound up finishing 9th.
Is that a nationwide or
That was the Pro Wakeboard Tour.
that's
Yes,
the
sir.
biggest thing you could be on?
Yes.
And you finished 9th in that. That's impressive, man.
Yes, sir.
That's the top.
It starts out with about 60 riders, and they break it down into heats, and then you have to win your heat or come in second, and then you move from there to the
Do
final.
they do any of that on speed, or is it based on tricks, or is there different sets of circumstances that would put you in?
It's based on style and the difficulty of tricks. Is pretty much what it is, and your height.
I saw a video of you with some guys from, I think it was from around here. Was it called Crown? Was that the Crown
Well,
team?
it was Wake TV came down and did a video. Of
Oh,
us.
cool.
Jocko was the guy's name, and that was me and Brandon Graham and Austin Langston.
Okay.
But somebody you didn't see on the video as well was Justin McClure. He's from Mountain Island Lake, which is up around Charlotte.
Okay.
And he kills it. He's an awesome rider.
How did you guys meet at the grassroots tournament?
Yes, sir.
And then you just all kind of decided, hey, we're going to do a video piece out here, or how does that work?
Well, Wake TV asked us, can we do a piece at White Lake? This
Nice.
is an unusual lake being that it's crystal clear. It's a spring-fed lake.
Okay.
If you look at other lakes, it's like tea-colored.
Right.
Ours is clear.
Okay. Have you ever been over to the sports complex in Orlando where we're from? I
Yes,
think
sir.
they pull you on wires. They don't do boats
Yeah, you
out
get pulled by a cable. I was there actually the first week it opened,
there. Okay.
and I was probably one of the first 100 people to ride the cable.
Did they have all the ramps set up then as well, or
no,
was it just
no,
flat?
It's flat then, and then it progressed to the ramps.
And did you get to go back and do the ramps when they got
Yes,
they got those
yes.
built?
I actually landed my first 900, my only 900, was on a ramp. I never landed one behind a boat.
Wow, man, that's so impressive. I would probably break every bone in my body if I tried to do this.
I
So
would break them now.
how do you prepare? Like, I know you obviously spend a lot of time practicing behind the boat, but is there anything else you do off the water to get ready and condition yourself to handle landing and just the physical endurance of holding a rope and switching hands? And I've watched your videos; it's so impressive. I mean, what is a typical regiment for you to practice?
As far as off the water, I probably should have done more, but I didn't. On the water, you just practice your runs.
Okay.
And like you have them set in your head, because when I trick skied, you had two 20-second runs
Oh, so it was timed.
in trick skiing. And when I
Okay.
started wakeboarding, it was timed too. You started a buoy and you ended a buoy.
Okay.
Turn around, started a buoy, ended a buoy, do a double up, and then you head back to the dock.
And then they judge from there in
Judge
a
on
competition
style,
setting.
amplitude, stuff like that.
It's interesting when I met you, you mentioned that you had been to Orlando and that you had traveled around the country and that we actually have somewhat of an acquaintance in common. I've been in bands for years before we started doing radio. Our producer was actually engaged to a young lady named Alicia Lyman who did all of my band's photo shoots and all of our publicity stuff. And it turns out her brother, Keith Lyman, was doing pro for a while and was very, very good. I'd see him on
still is
TV.
good.
You said that you had met him or at least knew of him. And so how tight is the camaraderie in the community of wakeboarding?
It's very tight. I mean, all the riders, they ride and train together. When you go to a tournament, you're competing against them, but it's not like, oh, God, I got to win this. I mean, I've got to beat him. I guess some of them are like that, but
Right.
the group I hung with was never like that.
Well, that's good. It looks like you guys are having fun. And I mean, everything I've seen picture-wise, magazine articles, videos, I mean, you and all of your friends continue to impress us. Also, this guy is nice enough to actually let us borrow his pontoon boat whenever we come out to White Lake. I really appreciate you doing that. And
Anytime.
we really appreciate talking to you. If you ever get back out just for an exhibition or whatever, please let us know, and we would be more than happy to cover it again. So anyway, we'd like to thank Brandon for coming on here. Again, we've been spending some time with Brandon King, trick skier, pro wakeboarder, and we've had a really good time hanging out with you. Hopefully we'll see you out in the water again, man.
Thanks.
Have a
Appreciate
good one.
it.
All right, folks. We've had a great time here. I'd like to thank you guys for listening to the Roadshow. I would like to invite you to encourage all of your friends to listen to this. Share the word about Twitter, Facebook. Share the word about YouTube, which is the best way to watch this and listen with pictures and video news as it goes by. Please subscribe to the show. And I would like to also give a special thanks to the folks at Melvin's, Miyabi's, Michael Waltrip, and the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Thank you guys for having us. Thank you, Brandon King, for coming on the show. For Senior Dark and everyone else involved, the Roadshow has to get on down the road. We will see you soon.